Greetings to the community who gather at the epicenter for Black liberation theology called the Interdenominational Theological Center. My name is Kylan C. Pugh, and I would like to thank you for joining me in this time as I present to you my senior capstone project from the community cohort, the Black Seminarians Table. Throughout this presentation, I will be covering the following: an introduction, project story, mission and vision, theological content, site experience, more than just a sweater movement, Proctor Conference experience, Black Seminarian Summit, project summary, future plans, questions and feedback, and the closing remarks. Once again, thank you all for your time, and I hope you enjoy. My site was Neighborhood Church Atlanta, a United Methodist community in the Little Five Points area, and my site supervisor was none other than Pastor Angie Woodworth, one of the co-pastors of Neighborhood Church. The project background of the Black Seminarians Table is simply, if you don't have a seat at the table, leave and build your own, which came from when I first entered seminary and I took a class with Dr. Ture, and I was very frustrated in the fact that I did not have a place or did not fit in the denominational differences. I did not fit in the hierarchical chains of academy, and I didn't feel like I had full voice, full acceptance of all of who I was and who I was called to be in this space. And so one day in a heated conversation in class, I said, be damned with it. If I can't have a seat at anyone else's table, I'll leave and build my own. And from that day forth, Dr. Ture continued to challenge me and continued to just ask me often when she would see me, are you building your table? What does it look like? Who's sitting at the table? And all of these various different things in order for me to do this. And so when the time came for my senior capstone project, I knew that I had to build a table wide enough and big enough to hold all of who we are and who we as Black seminarians have been called to be and want to become in the future. Through this project, I seek to build an intentional community of Black seminarians who are faith leaders, public intellectuals, creatives, musicians, cultural ambassadors, and more on a global and local scale. The purpose of the Black Seminarians Table is to curate an incubator of Black theological expression while supporting and amplifying the voice and experience of Black seminarians. So the first thing that I did in building out the Black Seminarians Table was I took to social media in order to explore stories and testimonials and engagement with Black seminarians past, present, and even future on a local and global scale. I wanted to build platforms for individuals to express themselves without the policing of society, the church, or the academy. I wanted to build social media platforms to connect all of the classmates in order to create their own communities outside of their local campuses. And to date, I have 367 followers on Instagram, 50 followers on Twitter, and 75 followers on my Facebook page. Next, I was personally challenged in one of the first classes with Dr. McIntyre when she asked us how would we monetize on our gifts and callings beyond the local church. And so I knew that I needed to do that within the scope of this project, which birthed the Black Seminarian Sweater, which is solely responsible for the true movement and the mobilization of the Black Seminarians movement. It has become an identifier on a local and a global scale for Black seminarians worldwide to identify ourselves and to know that we are all in this together, no matter where you are and no matter where you are from. Here is a video to show you just how this sweater is touching various campuses and touching the lives of individuals worldwide.
Black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all. I'm blickety black, blacker than black, black, I'm blacker than black, yo, because I'm black and I'm back. Yo, I'm black and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blickety black, 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 I'm black, 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 y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black. I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all. I'm blickety black, blacker than black, black, I'm blacker than black, yo, because I'm black and I'm back. Yo, I'm black and I'm black, y'all, I'm blacker than black, and I'm
I would like to call this next portion Shift Happens. The 2020 Samuel DeWitt Proctor Conference was life-changing and transformational for this project and the Black Seminarians table. One of our advocates and Black Seminarians herself, Jerry Wright, aided in creating a pop-up connect event for Black Seminarians, where I was able to set up a pop-up shop for Black Seminarians to build relationships with each other, for us to connect, and I sold over 200 apparel items at this pop-up event. I was also able to connect and gain resources, contact information with seminarians from over 60 different institutions. Lastly, it was the culminating event that put the icing on the cake. The inaugural Black Seminarian Summit, a radically inclusive platform for Black seminarians to explore the intersection of race and theology, engage with colleagues, and discover best practices for holistically being as leaders in church and society. This event seeks to empower the voices and experiences of Black seminarians through vocational discernments, collaborative conversations, and an integrated approach for self-care.
I am a current student at Kylan University, history major, and I'm actually going to seminary.
I'm Daquan Styles, sophomore psychology major at Kylan University.
And my experience at this event was amazing. Just to be around, kind of like to see my future, to be around so many Black people that are educated and that have went to seminary. It has been an amazing experience. And just to be, it's just good energy, good vibes, people that not only love God, but are doing the work of God in their various spaces. It's been amazing experience.
Yes, just to piggyback off what she said, this event was amazing, Kylan. It was just a wonderful thing to be around, Black people and Black excellence in one place, just to come sit and have conversation. So I wish you great success on the rest of your endeavors. Thank you so much.
Is that it?
My name is Ayanna Tillman. I am currently studying at the ITC in my last year. I led today's group in ritual in the spirit that Mama E.T. Harrington has led me. This experience allows me to see religious freedom unfold. As a student who is non-traditional, I come from a Christian community context and background, but at ITC I have found a place in ritual work. And in some spaces that I've gone to with in an attempt to minister this ritual work, it has not been readily accepted or embraced. And so to be able to be in a space like this that is intentionally created for the marginalized, for special and unique ministries, for the work our souls must have, this gave me a grounding. It gave me an illustration of what it looks like when sacred space is created, even in places and spaces where unique ministries may be rejected or shied away from. This is an open and accepting and affirming space. And I truly felt the spirit of liberation, but also creation and creativity in this space today. So it's an honor and a privilege and a pleasure to see ministry unfold in such a unique, but such a vital and critical way.
The Black Seminarians Table is designed to appeal to the widest audience in terms of age and geographical spread. The next steps for the Black Seminarians Table is to continue to engage and foster a holistic community through our social media outlets, to launch the blackseminarianstable.org, a website to continue changing and exchanging information and testimonies, and the launching of the Black Seminarians Table podcast that will host lectures and conversation and dialogue from Black seminarians across the campuses of the world. Again, thank you for your time, and this is truly the place where all of who you are is not only seen, but welcome.